October is one of the more crucial months when it comes to your landscaping. So in this video, we're going to talk about things you can do and things you should do for your sprinkler system, your garden, trees and shrubs, and your lawn, and some other quick tips as well. I almost forgot. After the quick tips, I'll put up some prices of some of the services that we talk about in this video. Now they're just common, maybe average prices, but at least to give you a ballpark of what money you can save if you do it yourself or what to expect if you hire a professional. Also, if you are a professional, it's kind of a benchmark to see where you're at. So let's get back to it.
This time of year, it's very important to shut off your sprinkler system. So now that we've got the water shut off to the sprinklers, we can open that drain. So now it's time to winterize or blow out your sprinkler system. So connect an air hose to it, go to the clock to turn all the zones on, and then turn on the air compressor. Now you want to make sure that you blow out the entire sprinkler system. So go zone by zone or station by station and blow air through every single head to where you're getting mostly air coming out. You can tell by the sprinkler heads above that there's mostly air and a little bit of moisture coming out of them. At this point in the sprinkler system, you've probably got 90% of the water out, which means that you're safe for the winter. If you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, I would recommend hiring a professional to do this service for you.
It's officially the end of summer, but that doesn't mean it's the end of planting. Fall is the best time to plant trees, shrubs, perennials, even some of those late season or cool season vegetables. But focusing on the trees and shrubs and perennials, this time of year, when you go to the store to buy one, you might see that the leaves have already fallen off. They're not blooming anymore. They don't look maybe the greatest, but it doesn't mean that they're dead or they're even totally asleep yet. It's the best time to plant because when you get those down into the ground, the root system will continue to grow. That way in the spring, will have a big jump on the ones that you've planted in the spring. So now is the best time to plant. And you can tell it's cold outside because I'm wearing my beanie. Mother-in-law made this, handmade. She's gonna love that I'm wearing it. Too many other things going on here. But plant in the fall. It's the greatest time to plant, and a lot of stores have their plants and trees on discount right now.
Also, you can walk around and take a look at some of your trees and see how they're doing. You might look for any kind of scarring or damage or even dead limbs. This time of year, if you see dead limbs, I would recommend pruning them off. When you are pruning limbs, make sure that you're cutting them close to the trunk. Also, if you've planted any new trees recently, make sure to wrap the trunk to prevent any kind of sun scald. Also, when you're mulching, make sure that you don't bury the trunk of the tree too much. They do need mulch to help with moisture and insulation, but make sure you're not covering the base of the trunk too much. I would recommend leaving your ornamental grasses unpruned for the fall so you have winter interest. And leave the berries on the trees for the birds. But if you have any fruit or berries that fall to the ground, make sure to clean those up because they can rot. Also, make sure to keep the lawn clean from leaves as much as possible. This time of year also, you may notice that some of the interior needles of your conifers are dying back and falling to the ground. This is perfectly natural. When you have those cold nights and frosty mornings, you might want to tuck your veggies in with a nice warm blanket. And don't forget to harvest the rest of your produce from your garden. And if you notice that you have bare spots, you can continue to plant things like cabbage or even kale to fill in some of those bare areas. If you have any annuals that you'd like to save, it's a good time to repot them and bring them inside. Also, if you liked some bulbs in the spring, it's still a good time to plant those outside in the garden. Don't forget to hand water the lawn on those really dry days. Also, if you continue to mow, I'd recommend a height of 2 to 3 inches. This is also a good time of year to aerate the lawn. This allows moisture and water to get down deeper into the soil. Remember to keep pulling the weeds that you find in the lawn, and be easy on fertilizing it. Also, keep the leaves off the lawn as best as you can. If you plan on putting your equipment away, make sure you go over the mowers, clean the decks of old grass, sharpen the blades, remove the gasoline, and check the spark plugs. This time of year, bugs like to move inside the house, so make sure to seal all the gaps and cracks with caulk or weather stripping. Also, clean up the yard debris. You may also use natural repellents like essential oils, citronella candles, or vinegar sprays to deter insects. For animals getting into the garden like deer or rabbits, you can use human hair to spread around the garden to deter them. Fall is such a beautiful time of year, so make sure you're spending time outside, enjoying your landscaping and your garden. Make sure to take note of the things that did really well, and maybe some things that you're not going to do next year. Starting a journal is a good way to remember. Also, as you need to, make sure to keep watering the garden, trees, and shrubs. And like I mentioned at the beginning, here are some average prices for some services we talked about.
Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, let me know. And if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button to keep up to date with all the great videos coming out.